Chief Executive CHoi attended the CE Q&A session in LegCo this morning. He criticized some councillors have regularized their filibustering behavior and aimed at paralyzing the operation of the council.
Apart from declaring filibustering on the appropriation bill, there's also filibustering on other issues. For instance, at the Public Works Subcommittee and the Finance Committee, at meetings recently, some members have proposed a large number of amendments to seriously stall the consideration of issues such as the New Territory Southeast landfill, the integrated waste management facilities, and the New Territories Northeast development plan. So there's serious backlog now in agenda items at the Finance Committee. Such filibustering activities seem becoming a regular fare, paralyzing the government, and this council at the end is the public who suffer. In the past few years, it's not just this term of government, we've seen filibustering in this council, and that's impacted on our competitors, and people resent that. Mr. Albert Chan, leave the chamber at once. Mr. Albert Chan, leave the chamber at once.
Albert Chan chanted slogans and threw objects to CHoi and was asked to leave the chamber immediately. Leung Kwok-hung held similar objects and was stopped by security before his attempt to throw.
The meeting is adjourned.
After a 15-minute pause, President Jasper Zhang continued the session but called adjournment after his ruling was challenged by Seat Ho.
Mr. President, I am against you handling the matter this way, because otherwise anytime you just call the name of a member and the member stands up, and then that would become a reason for you to evict him. Then you would be abusing your powers. Mr. Seat Ho, you've called my name twice, so are you going to evict me now? Members, Chief Executive, members. Now, under this circumstance, there is no way for us to continue with this meeting. It is most regrettable. In any case, we're past the scheduled end time of this session. Given the current circumstance, I have to adjourn this meeting.
After the adjournment, the CE accused some councillors being vulgar and uncivilized towards officials attending LegCo meetings as a behavior of tarnishing the image of Hong Kong. Lam Woon Kwong, the EXCO convener, described the adjournment as disheartened.
Of course, Legislative Council members have the right and the power to monitor the government, to question the government, and to even try to overthrow what the government has proposed. But all these must be done within the proper and reasonable remit of their powers, and not try to abuse certain procedural loopholes and bog down the whole government process, in the end hurting the majority of Hong Kong people. I hope today's event is going to be reflected upon deeply by all Legislative Council members, and I hope they will try to agree on future deliberations of the executive proposal, so that all these deliberations will proceed in accordance with the strict regulations of the Council and in a civilized manner commensurate with Hong Kong's status as a civilized and open city. Thank you.
Civic Party lawmaker Alan Leung thinks that CHoi Leung's attitude is provocative in the meeting.
We certainly observed that from the word go, the Chief Executive came with the objective of picking a fight with the Legislative Council. It is really his attitude that provoked many of us legislators, where he was only paying lip service to improving the relationship between the legislature and the executive. But what he did was exactly the opposite. He was adding fuel to fire. And so this is not conducive to a better relationship between the legislature and executive.
When asked of what behavior was in breach of the rules of procedure, Jesper Zheng said,
Say that you feel violated the rules of
Once again.
Could you elaborate a little bit? What exactly did lawmakers do today that you feel violated the rules of procedure?
Isn't that very obvious?
I'd like
Members, when the meeting is in progress, first, members are not supposed to leave their seats. Members are not supposed to shout or indeed to speak whenever other members or an official is speaking. Members should never throw objects at whoever they are aiming at in the chamber. Right? These are all actions not allowed by the rules of procedure. I believe how members choose to express their views in the chamber is always a political decision. So it is up to the public to decide whether these actions are acceptable or admissible. On my part, my powers and functions require me to make sure that everything that happens in the chamber is in accordance with the rules of procedure. So if there is any action from members which is not allowed by the rules of procedure, then I'll have to act accordingly.
Laurent Chan, DHK News.